Hey everybody, it is Greg Milby, community storyteller for Kentucky's Heartland, and welcome into a What's Happening in the Heartland segment. And what's happening is just around the corner is the Stephen Foster story, another season in Bardstown. Bronson Murphy joins me all the way from up there in New York City. Uh, so you're up there, right?
I'm up here. Yeah, I'm up
Okay,
here.
all right,
Hello
good,
down
good
there.
stuff. So New York, so I know we're working on casting and stuff. All of that is being done, or at least a portion of that's being done from New York City.
Yeah, I mean, I live and work out of New York City until late May when I come to Bardstown, and so all of everything that I have in the hands of casting, putting out breakdowns, watching videos, calling people back, that all happens on my end from New York, and then of course in
Hmm.
Bardstown too, because it's a collaborative event among a lot of people.
So how many years you've been a part of this?
This will be my seventh year as an employee of the drama. I was a longtime fan of the drama from the ripe old age of, I don't know, 10 years old, before I was an actor there for two seasons. And then this is my fifth season as a director.
Cool. So what's the draw? What brought you originally, and then what made you want to be even more a part of the team of the Stephen Foster story?
Um, my parents instilled a love of theater and music in me, and they took me to see the Stephen Foster story as a young kid, and I fell in love with it. And yeah, I remember turning our house into the McDowell house, like the set that I saw, and acting out scenes and things. And I always just loved the grandeur and the beauty of the story and of the music, especially. And so then when I pursued a career as a professional actor, I had moved to New York, and one of the first auditions I had was for the Stephen Foster story. And Johnny Warren, executive artistic director, invited me back to Kentucky to audition in their office. And a season later, I got to play Stephen Foster for 2 years before I joined the Broadway company of Phantom of the Opera. So I did that for many, many years. And then COVID happened. I don't know if anybody remembers that,
I've heard
but
about it.
the Stephen Foster story had to cancel their season. The following season, I wanted to be a part of it again because I always want to be a part of it, but I'm a little too long in the tooth to play Stephen any longer. So I had started directing a little bit, and so I got brought on as an assistant director. And the next season, I became the director.
I always like to ask because I know we have such a vast cast of people from all walks of life, from all around the country, and probably beyond at some point. So, are you from New York originally?
No, I was born and raised in Kentucky, in Bowling Green, Kentucky.
Okay, because I was my next question was, boy, was that a culture shock when you came down? But you're from Bowling Green, you know all about it.
Oh yeah, I know all about it, and I
Okay.
love it. It's like a working vacation getting to come to Kentucky for the whole summer.
And it's not a rinse and repeat. It's like every year is somewhat different. Not maybe so much as on the stage, but the people that are on the stage itself. Does that
Yes.
change it a little bit each year?
100%, because if we wanted it to be the same every year, we'd just make a movie and we'd replay that, but we want to tell the same story, we want to celebrate the same music, but we want to do it with a diverse and varied cast every year. And sometimes there are major script rewrites and sometimes there aren't, but the ever changing factor is who's directing, what vision do they have, and who are the cast members. Because you'll hear a line said the same way for 10 years, and you bring in a new actor and they have a new thought. And so the story freshens itself every year because of who's involved. It's all about the community of the people.
So how judgmental are you since you played Steven for a few seasons?
I wouldn't, I would hopefully not call it judgmental, as in well educated
Sure, we'll go with
and
that.
helpful, maybe.
Okay. Well, I know the season is it's hard to believe it's just around the corner. And I know you'd mentioned beforehand, you're like, what, 50% through with casting? So you still got a long way to go.
Yeah, I wrote an email the other day that said when we start rehearsals next month, which made me take a big gulp because I mean, it's more than a month away, but it is next month. Yeah, so we have, like I mentioned, we put out a national casting call in January, and since then we've received over 1,000 people interested in working with us, and they send their resume and their video auditions, and I promise you I watch every one of them, and I figure out the people that might fit into certain roles, and then we start, kind of whittling it down and start eventually making offers. And right now we have secured, hopefully, about half of the people that will bring the stories to life this summer.
So I did an interview last year. We did a series with Johnny where we were behind the scenes of stuff. And I love this side of being behind the scenes, because the people, when they come to the show, they buy the tickets, they sit in a seat, they watch the production, and they see everything, but they don't know the talent that is there. You think, okay, it's Bardstown, it's this, but there is some major level talent there. And I think that's pretty impressive. We can have that in Bardstown.
One of the things that I love is that not a small number of people work at the Stephen Foster Story, and then within 4 or 5 years, you'll see them in a great big movie, or you'll see them on Broadway, or leading a national tour, or on American Idol. We do thankfully attract really great talent, and because of the age of our characters, usually we find them before they've become big and famous, because Stephen is 19, 20 years old. So we've been a stepping stone on the path of many great careers, and they start here with us.
Yeah, and you've been the boulder for some people's career, because they stay forever. I mean, there are some people that have been there, part of the cast, for it's probably, I don't know, what, 20, 30 years? Some people have.
Yes. And God bless them. They are so much fun to work with, because even though, you might think in 30 years doing the same part, or being in the same show, they might be dedicated to doing it their way. And they really, they come with a lot of opinions and a lot of insight, but they're moldable, and they want to play, and they want to learn, and they want to do it differently, and they get excited by tiny changes. And I think that's so thrilling, because you could end up with a cast of 25 sort of season regulars who just want to rinse and repeat last year. And I have not encountered that in any of the directing that I've done there.
That's good stuff. So it was a lot of passion, a lot of love. StephenFoster.com, the website where you can go to get tickets there. Now, I know Bronson, Stephen Foster Story is, that's the big thing, but the Live at the Park concert series that they have each year is always such a big to-do as well. And there's some pretty good acts lined up for this year. Yes.
We have 5. They've just announced our Live at the Park concert series. 5 incredible acts or bands that are going to take place in and around the summer, in between performances of Stephen Foster Story, The Sound of Music, and then into, September, I think, is the final concert. So, we have lots of reasons to come visit the amphitheater this summer.
It's Friday, September the 5th, because I've already marked that date down, because I'm a fan of the band Alabama, and to have the boys in the band, the music of Alabama there, I might be a little bit excited about getting to that one. So,
and the first one of the season, I'm having to refer to my notes here, June 23rd, Nathan Chester. I just mentioned people go on to American Idol. He was in the ensemble of Stephen Foster Story, and he is now of American Idol fame and is coming back to do Live at the Park for us.
Oh, see, that's cool. I like that backstory too. So then you got Journey from the Heart, a Journey tribute band. You got the Monarchs, who always bring people. I mean, they've been around for lots of years, and the classic rock experience.
Yes.
So, Bronson, I appreciate you taking time and talking today, and I'd love to be able to do this again at some point once you get through the process of casting that, because I know there are plenty backstories that you could tell and interesting tidbits that I don't know, when people are setting an intermission and they're sharing popcorn, maybe they're not supposed to be, but they're reaching in the bag of popcorn to the person beside them. So instead of apologizing, they can maybe start sharing tidbits so it won't be as uncomfortable and awkward. So you think maybe we could do that before too long again?
I think we could definitely do that.
All right, that's Bronson Murphy with the Stephen Foster Story. Again, the StephenFoster.com is the website. You can go there and get information about the tickets for this summer, and also the Live at the Park concert series. Bronson, enjoy the rest of your day, friend.
Thank you very much.